Hello. Today we're going to be talking about the fourth programming language. Not literally the fourth programming language. Fourth is the name. It's a procedural stack-based programming language, which is very different from modern-day languages originally developed in 1970. Fourth is both interpreted and compiled depending on what you're doing with it, which is somewhat unique to fourth. And it uses a reverse Polish notation, which is a side effect of its stack-based nature. I'm going to be using replit.com to use fourth. You can as well. Just let it load. We're not going to be using this for now. It's not super important. I'm going to use the shell. Inside of Replit's shell, you can write gforth, which is a shell for fourth that allows you just to write commands just right in, which is good for right now. So, as I said before, fourth is a stack-oriented language, which means that all data is built on the stack. I'm gonna explain what a stack is really quick. So, if you're not sure what a stack is, we can look at some diagrams. Stack data structure diagram. Yeah, like this. Basically, it's a first in, last out type data structure. You push data to the stack like a 1, and then you add a 2, it goes on top, and then a 3, and then a 4, 5, and then a 6. And then you can pop data off of the stack like they do here. You say you pop, and then you remove the 6 from the stack. And you can see the top number. The last one that was added is removed first because it's at the top until you're down back to 1. And this is essentially what a stack is. And this is what pretty much all of fourth is built on. It's built on a stack. So to see this, we can write 5. And you can see it went through. It says OK, and then it says there's a 1. This 1 is how many items there are on the stack. So now to view the stack, we do .s. And this just lists everything on the stack. It doesn't pop anything. All of this is still there. And now we can push another 5 to the stack. And now we look at it again, and now we have 2 5s. And now if we wanted to remove one of the 5s from the stack, we could use just the dot by itself, and that pops 5 off the stack. You can see it prints it, and now we can see there's only 1 5 on the stack. And this is basic stuff here. I can add, you can separate your commands with spaces. See, now we have a lot more, and I can just, I can just keep going, just as an example. And now we have 16 on the stack. And now we just remove all of that. And now we have nothing. So now what we can do, as I said before, because fourth is stack oriented, it also uses a reverse Polish notation, which, if you're not sure what reverse Polish notation is, it's basically you put your data in first. So like instead of doing 5 plus 5 like we would do algebraically, 5 plus 5 like this, and that equals 10. In fourth, or in any language using reverse Polish notation, there are more of them. you do 5, 5, and then plus. So the 5 is pushed to the stack, and then there's another 5 pushed to the stack, and then a plus operation is done on the top two numbers of the stack. So this plus is actually acting completely independent of the numbers, which is very unique, which is very cool, and I think easy to understand, especially for the computer, because if you do 5 plus 5, we're making the assumption when we read this plus sign that there is a second number, right? There might not be a second number because we don't know yet. We've only got 5 plus, but in reverse Polish notation, you have 5 5 plus. You know there are two numbers before the plus because the plus acts completely independent of that. So if we run this, there will be a 10 added to the stack. So now you can see we have 10, and we can pair this together. We can do 5 5 plus, and then we can pop. And now what this will do is it'll print 10. Yeah, just like that. And 10 is, yeah, that 10 was not added to the stack because we popped it. So that's pretty cool, how it uses reverse Polish notation like that. And we can do more complex math problems that you would require to use PEMDAS for, like I don't know if they teach this anywhere else other than the US, but in the US, they teach PEMDAS, which is basically, it's like parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Sometimes it's GEMDAS because the G is grouping symbols in general. But essentially, that's how we do math algebraically using the order of operations. So like you would do 10 times, and then you could do parentheses for like 5 plus 5, right? And then this would output to 100. Now, if we were to want to do that in fourth, well, we could put 10 on the stack, and then we could put 5 and another 5. So we put two 5s on the stack. We can add those 5s together, and then we can multiply the output, and that will give us 100. All of the numbers come before the operations, so it's very clean and very, very easy for the computer to understand. And this is some of the very cool things about fourth that make it somewhat unique in that way. It's one of the only stack-oriented languages that was ever built, or you could say popularized, but I mean, not really super popular. And that's essentially the basics of the stack-oriented arithmetic. And we obviously have all the other operations, so we can do 10, 10 divide for 1, or we can do multiplication, 5 5 times 25, and that's all well and good. We can do modulus as well. So if we do a 5 and then we do mod, then we get 0 because the remainder of 25 and 5 is 0. Mod doesn't have a symbol, you just have to type out mod. Capitalization doesn't actually matter in fourth, though the traditional way of writing it is fully capitalized. You don't have to do it that way, I just tend to do it because it's how I'm used to doing it. Like 15, 3, mod, 0. That's kind of the basics with other operations. Pretty simple, I think. There is one more. There's another way of popping stuff off the stack. This obviously the period is it pops and then it prints. You can pop things without printing them by using drop. It just drops the top of the stack off. So if we add something to the stack, like 10, and then we want to drop it, yeah, you can see there's nothing on the stack and it wasn't printed. It's just a little handy way of popping. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this intro to Forth. It's a really cool language. I hope to continue this series. Thank you, and goodbye.